Hola a todos, and this is a quick video to go over the verb estar. So, we've talked about the verb ser, and you worked on remembering that there's a subject pronoun that can be the subject pronoun or a subject, meaning the name of someone or a noun that describes the subject of the statement, and how to conjugate the verb ser to express different things. And so, I shared with you guys last week this particular acronym that has worked before on when to use the verb ser. So, for example, in descriptions, and we're going to touch more on that on lesson 3, expressing place of origin, where someone is from. Remember, ella es de Colombia, or nosotros somos de Estados Unidos. Characteristics, again, we're going to touch a little more on that in lesson 3 to describe people and their attributes. Telling time, right? Son las 3 de la tarde, or la clase es a las 9 de la mañana. Occupation, we talked about what people do. So, tú eres un estudiante. Relationships, we've touched a little bit on those, and we'll work more on those once we start talking about the family dynamics. And possession, right? Es el libro de Carlos. That's how we will express possession. So this is, again, how to use the verb ser. Now, the extra added complication becomes that in English, both verb ser and estar are the verb to be. But in Spanish, they are quite different. So in this lesson, we are looking at the verb estar and how to use it. Okay? So again, this is a little bit review of how to conjugate the verb estar. And remember, conjugation meaning changing that verb ending to reflect the subject of your statement, of your question, of your communication. Okay? Now, you'll notice that this one, again, it does not follow the pattern of the AR verbs. For that, there's a quick video on module from last week. This one is unique to itself as well, just like ser. Now, the book shared here a bit of different ways in which you use ser and estar. And some of these are the same that I've shared, but like I said, from my previous experience and from the feedback from years and years of students, this is how it's easier. This is basically as basic as it's going to be. For how you feel and where you are, always use the verb estar. So anytime you're talking about emotions and feelings, estar, and location, estar. And again, some of the rules in Spanish are a little gray. So emotions and location and everything else, leave it to the verb estar. Okay? So for example, location, you're going to have these prepositions that you're going to use to express that something is in a particular place compared to something else. And to help you guys out, I created a quick Quizlet, again, to help you prepare and memorize these better and work better with them. Obviously, you don't have to use them, but if you find them helpful, that's great. Some of the feedback, so for example, one thing that's great, the option of the speaker, because then it helps you practice pronunciation. So when you read this and you're thinking, okay, wait, I'm struggling with the pronunciation, and you press it, and I'm going to show you in a second, then it's going to tell you a la izquierda de. Okay? Again, I'm encouraging you to use images instead of English. So notice that in my decks, you'll not see any English. It's just to try and train your brain and your ear to not always default to English. Okay? And when you're working with these cards, just try and create statements. So instead of just saying that the matching one is, oh, a la izquierda de, try to create something. So for example, in here, if you knew the words for box and dog, if you don't, it's okay. You can make up whatever you know. And you can say, el perro está a la izquierda de la caja. But if you don't want to use these because you don't know how to say perro en caja, that's okay. You can use things that you know, like the stuff around the classroom. El libro está a la izquierda de la mesa. And that's reinforcing the vocabulary that we've been working on so that you have more practice with it. So, again, if you're on Quizlet and you use the cards, then you can just press the button.
Cerca de.
Cerca de. And again, you don't have to use the lion and the couch. You can make it anything that you want, but it's a good option to have in order to practice and listen and practice your pronunciation. So let me know if you have any questions about the verb estar.